What if I told you that the co-founder of one of the biggest server companies on the planet just got arrested for using hair dryers to smuggle $2.5 billion worth of NVIDIA AI chips to China? This isn't a movie plot. This actually happened last week, and the way they pulled it off and eventually got caught is absolutely insane. Since 2022, the United States has been running the most aggressive tech embargo in modern history. The target? China's AI ambitions. The weapon? Export controls on advanced NVIDIA GPUs, specifically the A100, H100, and now the Blackwell series. These chips are the backbone of every major AI model being trained today. Without them, you literally cannot compete in the AI race. The US government's logic is simple. If China can't get the chips, China can't build the models, and China can't build the weapon systems that those models enable. It's a technological choke point, and America is squeezing it hard. But here's the problem. When you put a $40,000 price tag on a chip, and then tell an entire country they can't have it, you've just created the most lucrative black market on Earth. Enter Wally Liaw, co-founder of Supermicro Computer, better known as Supermicro or SMCI. This is a publicly traded company worth billions. They make the actual servers that NVIDIA GPUs sit inside. They're not some shady back alley operation. They're a Fortune 500 company. According to federal prosecutors, Liaw and two associates, Aming Huang and David Dai, set up a network of shell companies across Southeast Asia, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand. The plan was elegant in its simplicity. Buy NVIDIA AI servers legally in the US, ship them to these shell companies, then reroute them to China. But here's where it gets wild. To avoid detection, they physically removed the serial numbers from the GPUs. And their tool of choice? Consumer hair dryers. They used the heat to soften the adhesive on the serial number labels, peeled them off, and slapped on new ones. $2.5 billion worth of the most advanced AI hardware on the planet, laundered with a $30 Con Air from Target. The operation ran for roughly 2 years before the FBI caught on. The investigation involved multiple agencies: FBI, Commerce Department's Bureau of Industry and Security, and the Department of Homeland Security. When the arrests were announced on March 19th, SMCI stock cratered. We're talking a 28% drop in a single day. Billions in market cap, gone. And this is a company that was already under scrutiny. They'd been temporarily delisted from NASDAQ in 2024 over accounting irregularities. They'd brought in a new auditor to get relisted, and now this. But the ripple effects go way beyond one company's stock price. This bust raises massive questions about the entire GPU supply chain. If a co-founder of one of NVIDIA's biggest hardware partners was running a smuggling ring, who else is? How many H100s are sitting in Chinese data centers right now with scraped off serial numbers? NVIDIA's response was basically, we cooperate with law enforcement and expect our partners to comply with export controls. Standard corporate boilerplate. But behind closed doors, you have to imagine Jensen Huang is furious. Every smuggled chip is a chip that undermines the US government's trust in NVIDIA's supply chain. And that trust is worth a lot more than the chips themselves. This is the largest AI export control bust in history. Full stop. But it's also just the tip of the iceberg. Reports suggest that despite the US ban, China has acquired hundreds of thousands of restricted NVIDIA chips through various gray market channels. Shell companies, third-party resellers, academic institutions used as fronts, the methods are endless. And it's not just hardware. There's a parallel smuggling operation happening with AI talent. Chinese AI researchers trained at US universities and companies are being recruited back with massive incentives. The knowledge in their heads is just as valuable as the chips. The fundamental tension is this: you cannot have a globalized tech supply chain and an effective technology embargo. These two things are fundamentally incompatible. The chip war isn't just about chips. It's about whether the US can maintain technological supremacy in a world where information and hardware want to flow freely. Here's the darkest irony of all. Supermicro is headquartered in San Jose, California, the heart of Silicon Valley. The co-founder of an American tech company allegedly became the biggest arms dealer of the AI chip war, smuggling American technology to America's biggest rival, while operating from American soil. The hair dryers weren't just removing serial numbers. They were peeling back the illusion that export controls can actually contain technology in a globalized world. If you found this story as wild as I did, hit that subscribe button. I cover tech stories like this every single day. Drop a comment and let me know. Do you think export controls on AI chips can actually work? Or is this a losing battle? I'll see you in the next one.